Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you a really cool tool. It's not new, but it is cool. And also I'm going to show you this cute, simple little card that I created in honor of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Try to say that 3 times fast. I wish I didn't have to say it at all. That would be much better, truthfully. Unfortunately, cancer affects just about everybody, one way or another. Hopefully, it will be happening less and less, and hopefully they will find a cure. And unfortunately, there's so many different types of cancer, and there's so much research going on, but there can never be enough, because until we can say cancer doesn't exist anymore, there isn't enough. So some of the statistics for childhood cancer was actually brought to my attention by a young lady that shared a video. This video I put on my Facebook page, so if you want to check it out, is on there. I will put a link on my blog so that you can check it out. It really is, the statistics are astounding and sad, and it's never good for anybody to have cancer, like I said, much less have a child have cancer. I just can't even wrap my brain around that. Sadly, statistically, every day 43 children are diagnosed with cancer, and of those children, 12% do not survive. The thought of having a child that is diagnosed with cancer, much less not surviving cancer, is just heartbreaking, not just for myself, but for anybody that has to deal with that. That would be really, really horrifying. The average age of a child that is diagnosed with cancer is 6, and more than 40,000 children undergo cancer treatment each year. Now, that in itself is really scary. I remember I did a crop one time. It might have been 2 or 3 times. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I think it was 2 or 3 times actually, for the Ronald McDonald House in LA. And that, I don't know if you're aware of that, but Ronald McDonald House does house families and their children free of charge, so that they don't have to worry about paying for a place to stay. So if you're looking for some place to donate money, in addition to the horrible, horrible, horrible hurricane relief that's going on right now, there's also obviously childhood cancer that can be donated to. So what I want to show you right now is onto a little bit lighter note. This cute little card, like I said, it's pretty simple. I'll show you a close-up of it. And it is used, it is created by the Awareness Ribbon Stamp Set 2. And that stamp set was created for my uncle. It was in honor of him. And sadly, he passed away the day after my first stamp release, ironically. He passed away on the 19th of September, and my first release was on the 18th of September. So I really think that he stuck around just to make sure that he could see that release. I know he was super duper proud, and I was really proud too. And he always encouraged me to do great things, and because of him, that's why I'm here. Showing you my stamp sets. So that's pretty cool. So just remember that you may not realize how you encourage people or how you support them, but positive words and encouragement, I don't know if I could say that again, positive words and encouragement, there's always got to be something in my video. I think you guys look for it. I really do, because I'm always a giver. I always give you something to work with. Anyway, positive words of encouragement are always important. And this stamp set right here was created because my uncle, like I said, was going through cancer, and he is having chemo and radiation. And he got this really cool certificate that he was a graduate from from radiation. And it was so funny. He showed me the certificate, and it was like a real certificate like you get at school. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, look, Miss," which my nickname was Missy when I was younger. And he's like, "Look, Miss, I got a certificate. I graduated." And I looked at it, and I thought it was so cute that they did that. I thought it was pretty cool. Try to give some positive in a negative situation. So at any rate, I'm going to show you how to create this card. What I'm really showing you, not so much is the simplicity of this card, but I want to show you the background. I didn't know if you knew how cool this tool was, and if you don't, you're going to want to get one. But I'm going to also be doing a giveaway too, and it's probably not what you think. You probably think it's the stamp set, and it's not. I will be giving that away later this month, or next month. But the stamp set is not what I'm giving away. It's actually kind of neat. So with that, I'm going to start with the creation. I did some pre-work because I figured you didn't want to watch me cut out some of these things that I need. So I did some pre-cutting. I have these 2 little guys right here, and I'll show you why. It's for this part right here. It's just the mat and what I'm stamping on. We have the card, of course. We have our ink. Here, let me put this over here. I'll put this over here so you can see, and we'll make sure we take a picture of it so that we can ensure that you have all the items you might need. This is the cool tool I want to show you, okay? This is the Tim Holtz Distress Marker Spritzer tool. And although it's a Distress Marker Spritzer tool, again, there we go, giving it to you again. Distress Marker Spritzer tool. With that, although it's for distress markers, you can use it for any marker, and you're not going to believe, just about any marker, you're not going to believe how awesome it is and how adjustable it is. It's quite amazing. So with that, I'm going to take out all the things that I'm going to need. And of course, I'm going to need this handy dandy chameleon pen, which is the Y03. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using for the ink part. Okay, so since we have that there, make sure we have everything we need out. I think that's everything. Let's see, we need the ink for the sentiment. Oops, forgot the stamp set. That's a problem, right? I already showed you the stamp set. I was so excited about it. I already showed it to you, so I was ahead of the game. How you like them apples, huh? So we have this right here. We have the stamp set. We have the ink and the block and the stamps that you'll need for this sentiment right here. We have the 2 pieces of paper. We have the white paper to stamp on, and we have the yellow paper for the mat. And then of course we have a card base right here. We have our adhesive, and we also have our foam square so we can give a little 3D look to it. And we have, like I said, our ink, and then we have our, of course, chameleon pen. And like I said, this is the Y03 chameleon pen. So we got this right here. All right, so that's what you're going to need for this creation. It's super duper fast, super duper simple, so hold on, here we go. It is not hard at all, but this is super cool. Now, what I did was, on my background, I only did one color. You can do multiple colors. It's perfectly fine. It would look great. Like I said, this is the close-up. There's a whole bunch of different ways to do it, and you can try it and check it out and have fun with it and mess around with it and try different things. That's the best way to do it. And you also get some creative mistakes, which I don't know if you've had, but I know I've had a lot of them. And those are the best kind, because then you get to find out some cool things that you get to do that you may not normally do. So this, like I said, and we're going to say it again just to entertain you all, it's the Tim Holtz Distress Marker Spritzer tool. Isn't that cool? Anyway, so the cool thing about this is it has a chamber to hold your pen. Okay, you see that? Well, the cool thing about that is it has this screw here that loosens and tightens, okay? And what that does is basically hold your pen better. Well, what it also does, I'm gonna unscrew it all the way, and this is why it's so important for this tool. You may not even realize. You may have this at home and not even know that it does this. This cute little thing, if I can get it out, which I should be able to, because it does come out. Wait, no, you're gonna prove to me to be a liar. Let me see what I can do here. There we go. This chamber that holds the thin markers comes out, okay? And that actually holds the screw part, but you still have a part right here that you can use the screw to. So we're gonna keep the screw out, we're gonna take the chamber and leave it on the side, because we don't need that. You see how large these are? You're probably thinking, yeah, sure, that's gonna work. It does, isn't that cool? Now this is probably the size of a Crayola marker. Matter of fact, I have some right here, so I'm gonna check that out. Here, it's not Crayola, it's a Crazy Art, but it's actually a little bit thicker, just a little, but not much, or very close, okay? So you can use these markers with this tool. Yes, I know, I'm excited to show you too. So, and if you're like me, you have a bazillion of them, and yes, that's a real word, like I do, because of my children. We got new ones every year because half of them dried out, etc., etc., etc. So that's why. Now, I'm taking this is the, like I said, this is the chameleon pen, and we're taking off just the bullet nose part of it, the lid off of that. We are not going to need the mixing chamber or the blending solution chamber, so we can just leave that on the side. Not necessary. Okay, stay, thank you. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to take this pen right here, we're going to put it right in here, and it fits in very easily, as you can see, okay? So we're going to put this like so, and we're going to move it up a little bit higher. I'm going to show you how I would like to have it for myself. I don't want it right on the edge. Let me see. Here we go. That's better. I don't want it like this. I don't want it like this. I kind of want it like right in the middle, okay? So it gets good, it gets some good ink, but doesn't get way too much and it splatters too much, okay? So then we're gonna take the little screw there and it goes in on the side. So we're just gonna screw it right in like this. Okay. And that works, whoops, that works good. I'm gonna make sure I got it in there and I'm gonna tighten it up a little bit. Don't want it too tight or else it's gonna be too close to the ink, okay? There we go. A little bit higher. I think that's good. Okay, so this is how I've got it. You can do it a little bit closer. You can do a little bit further. That's up to you. I've got it close, but a little bit off center. So let me give you a little closer up look. See that? So it's not right on it. All right? Now, simply, this is so easy. You see this little guy right here? It's just like a little air pocket. You're just going to squeeze it, and it's going to spray some ink. That's it. Do, 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 do. So I'm going to show you how fast that was. Isn't that cool? And you can do a whole bunch. You can do it further away, which gives a little bit more splatter of look. You can see that from here. Make sure you protect your work surface. Mine's washable, so I'm good. I'm not going to even worry about it. That's probably why I have so much on my fingers. If you get closer, you'll see how more concentrated it is. If you get further apart, you'll see how it sprays more. I'm going to show you another close-up so you can see the difference. You can see where I did it really close, and over here you can see where it was further away. So like I said, there's a technique to this that you can decide what you like and what you don't like. I did refill my chameleon pen before I did this, but that's just because my pens are 3 years old and this hadn't been refilled yet. It needed a little bit, but probably not as much as I gave it, but I knew I'd be using a lot of the ink, so I thought, why not, I'll do a little bit more. So I did, and as you can see, it's working well for me. This does take a little bit of wrist strength, but if you want to, you could use fingers. It's still working. As you can see, I'm going to fill this in with just my fingers. Okay, woo! So I'm going to do it. It's a little bit faster if I do it this way. So I'm going to do it real quick. So as I said, you could do it with other colors too. I'm just going to leave the yellow because I like the yellow and that's the color I'm using. And that's the color for childhood cancer. So that's why it's appropriate for me. But if you wanted to make, say, a Halloween background, you could use orange and purple. Whoops! You could use orange and green. You can use all different kinds of colors. But now all I have to do is just cap my marker. I'm done. Simple, simple, simple. And if you heard that little noise, that was the screw that has to go back in. So I have to pick that up with my squeaky little chair. Because that's fun, right? It likes to squeak. And then I'm going to put this back. I suggest you put it back so that you don't lose the parts. Trust me, speaking from experience. So we're just going to want to put this right here and put the screw back in. So that's done. And we're all done there. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. And here's a close-up of the backdrop, or the background, I'm sorry, backdrop. Now, you can see how much I did more on this one, and I did it much less on that one. So you can see the difference in how much you want to put on, how intense the color is, etc., etc. Okay, so that's the difference there. I don't need this anymore, but what I do need is I need my ink. I will need my block, and I will need my stamps. Now I have my stamps right here. If you're not familiar with photopolymer stamps, they come on a clear sheet, ours do, and they have the sheet on back so it protects it, okay? If you ever have a sheet that are photopolymer of stamps and they're not sticky for you anymore, all you need to do is wash them with soap and warm water and they'll come back, because the photopolymer is actually, by design, by material, is actually sticky. So that's the good part. So you know that you don't have to worry about that. It will definitely work. So you're just gonna, I love these blocks right here. These are relatively new in our store, and they're big, and they have an awesome grid. I'll show you right there. Isn't that awesome? Love them. I don't necessarily need it for this, because I have a piece of paper I have to aim at, but if I'm lining up words, letters, etc., that's important. So I'm just gonna take off my ink right there. My ink lid, I meant. I'm glad you guys know how to interpret for me, because sometimes I wonder. And then we're going to just ink this little stamp right here up. And then we're going to stamp the image like so. And pop it right off. Looks good to me. I'm going to put my stamps and everything on the side along with the ink. Don't need them anymore. Now I'm going to take out the adhesive I have, and also the yellow square for me to mat onto the card base. I'm just going to put adhesive on there and then place it right on here like so. Not perfectly centered, but close. All right, looks good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the adhesive squares that I have, if I can find them, because that's always fun to look for. I put things away and put things on the side, and then presto, they're gone. Anyway, so we have the foam squares right here. I'm just going to place 2 of them right here. I'm going to put one here and put one right here. And then we're going to take off the backing. And then we'll center it right over that, right here. Looks good. And we're all set. That was the super duper simple project. Now what I didn't tell you, and what I didn't show you, is what the giveaway is this week. Well, I love, and I mean love, chameleon pens. I love them, I love them, I love them. And I love them as in my toolbox. I have Copic markers. I think those are phenomenal as well. But I use my chameleon pens more often. I think because you can get a multitude of different colors out of one pen. That for me is huge. Not only is it money saving, but it's huge, and it's less to carry if I'm traveling or if I'm going to pick up my kids or I have to go somewhere, wait for a meeting or whatever. I could stick my pens in my purse or my bag and have it all ready to go when I have a multiple amount of color, and I can get busy and creative and not have to worry about carrying and lugging a whole bunch of stuff. So that's one of the cool things that I like. Well, with that, I thought, well, why not just give you guys a set? So we're giving you this. This is what we're giving away. And it is the 5-pen pastel tone set. And it is got 5 different colors, and they're probably upside down. Oh yes, they are. Let me turn them around for you. It has CG8, PK3, NU1, NU3, and YO3. So those are the ones that we've got right here. And that's what we're giving away. So make sure that you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel and to our blog. If you are not a subscriber to both, you do not qualify. So if you're wondering why you haven't won yet, that is why. Because oftentimes I have checked to see if the person is on one or the other, and they are, but they're not on both. So then unfortunately I have to pass them by for someone that is. So make sure that you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel and to our blog/email list. And you can do that by checking out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. And when you do that, every week I check to make sure you're a subscriber to both, and then I pick a winner. It's just that simple. So I hope you enjoyed today. I hope your creativity is inspired, and I hope that you are inspired to try some new things. Make sure you check out the Tim Holtz Distress Marker Spritzer Tool. I said that really fast that time. I think I'm learning. And make sure that you are aware of childhood cancer, and make sure you're very supportive to any type of research, because I have to tell you, it does make a difference. My uncle, although he didn't have childhood cancer, he did have cancer, and they did a lot of research, and he was instrumental in having some great teachers. Had some great doctors that were taught all these different things about certain cancers. And the amazing thing is he was with us 4 months longer than he probably would have been had he not had those fantastic doctors that were taught all these really new innovative things. So the research money makes a difference. So please make sure that you donate to your favorite cancer cause, and make sure you're also supporting those victims of the hurricane. It's terrible what's going on right now. So thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed going on a creative journey with Melissa. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.